Good morning and welcome to the July 2025 garden tour. I'm going to walk through my gardens, show you what growth has been going on for the past month, and hope then to see you back in August. So grab a cup of coffee and let's go tour my garden. Starting in my front garden, as you can see, things are looking pretty dang lush. One of the newer things to me this year are these scabiosa or pincushion flowers. I tried growing them before when I bought a perennial and they kind of fizzled out and didn't really last. These I actually did from seed. I believe they're like a Black Knight variety. But I also got this nice wine red variety from Terra Farms in York. And they've actually been really great. I was kind of concerned in the beginning of the year because the deer kept eating them off, but they've taken off and they're blooming a whole lot, and I think they will forever have a spot in my future gardens. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot to show here in the front garden. I've kind of had a lot happening this season, so I haven't been able to be as maintenance heavy as I would prefer. So my front garden is just a verifiable jungle of all kinds of things. Rudbeckia, cosmos, my 4 o'clocks. I did attempt to grow hyacinth runner beans, which they look like they're climbing up the trellis, which is great. Also a random tomato. I think it's the Napa Blush variety, because I did try and trek back there just to tell or see if I could tell. So my limelight, I am so happy I moved it up here. It's probably annoying my husband because it's protruding into the sidewalk, but I've kind of always liked gardens like that, so it's just gorgeous. Very happy. Glad I moved it. Although I do want to get rid of those 4 o'clocks. I don't want them shouting it out. This verbena I got from Plant Swap. I've never grown it before. Well, it's not that I haven't grown verbena, but like, this is different. And I love it. People say they don't like to plant it because it spreads itself, which I'm here for that. So hopefully that spreads and takes over. Oh, look, one of my asters is blooming. Oh, that's fun. I got those seeds for free one time and I've kind of just planted them ever since. I do have a dahlia back there, but I don't think it gets enough sunlight, so I'm hoping it at least doesn't die because it's my lights out variety. That's like a dark red pom-pom, but oh well. I've got a couple zinnias too, which my zinnia game is really weak this year. Again, stuff got away from me. The sunflower is pretty, but it has not stopped raining here since spring. I think it just rained the last 2 days again, and pretty much every day since then. So those are kind of fallen, but it's fine. I've got some beautiful apple blossom snapdragons coming up. Not coming up, but growing. Looks like they're laying over because they're a little heavy. I'll probably have to cut those back. Oh, I think I pointed this out before, but it's funny. The pansies are still, they're all the way down here, and they're just like growing up to get the sunlight, which I think is cute, so kind of letting them do it. I never did get around to trimming the tree. I didn't trim the lilac either. I also didn't trim well, I did trim my one mum. I didn't trim both of them. So they still look great. I have bronze fennel everywhere, which I'm really not mad about. It's kind of annoying that it's everywhere and it's kind of like taking a spot something else could be, but I so love it. I don't know, there's something about it I really love. And also, funny enough, it looks like I'm gonna have butterfly weed, which I have bought that and tried to grow it 3 different times and it never comes back. And now all of a sudden I give up and I have it in my garden. The milkweed's still kind of doing its thing. Butterfly bush. It's actually staying a little shrimpy this year, which I'm also not mad about. And then this wild patchy Rudbeckia that just grows everywhere in my house. So as you can see, just a lot of growth going on in the front garden. So let's go to the veggie garden. One of the most magical things about my veggie garden is my cherry tomato tunnel. It's just really awesome when it's hot outside, the sun's blazing down. I can literally come under this tunnel here and just hide under the canopy of the tomatoes. I do try and keep up with pruning the suckers while I can still reach, but here pretty soon I'm not going to be able to reach and I'm just going to let them do their thing, and that's totally fine. I have been having issues with deer though, so like I didn't get a lot of these bottom tomatoes because they just kind of keep coming in and eating them off and before I can get to them, which is weird because they don't really like tomatoes, but you know, they just like to mess with me, I guess. The slicer variety on the cherry tunnel, that was kind of new for me to try this year. I can't say I'm unhappy with it. It's been kind of nice to have an extra set of slicer tomatoes that I'm not maintaining inside of a container, but they haven't had like more prolific growth or anything, and I wasn't sure if they just do better up here or not. I do have basils growing, and I've been harvesting them regularly to keep them non-flowered for pestos and such. And then there's a lot more floral growth over here. Like I've got a nasturtium that's coming up. Calendula is just everywhere as always. And these tomatoes are a little behind. I just think they don't get as much sunlight as this side, which would make sense. Another thing I tried this year is I'm trying loofah. So I've put one on this side, which went up and then is going that way, but like also going down. Oh, maybe that's from this side. So on this side, I did 2 loofahs and they both are just kind of taken over, which I'm so excited. I hope it works. I haven't seen any flowers yet, so it might be a little too late, which is unfortunate, but hopefully it's not. Also, my cucumber game was outstanding this year. I don't know, maybe it was the rain, maybe it was the weather, I don't know, but I actually grew so many cucumbers. I finally made pickles for the first time and canned them. I have like a pickling variety over here, which are nice, smaller, squattier, which I turn those into like spears when I can them. And then just a normal cucumber over here, which I think this is the Marketmore 76 or something like that. And that one just does really well for me. I tried the Space Master the last 2 years and I didn't get hardly any cucumbers. So I think this is just the variety for me, I guess. Swinging to this side, my dahlia patch. It's doing well as far as like getting flowers. But the thing that's really odd to me is this year they're all staying pretty like squatty. I don't know if that's the weather. I don't know if I had them out too early. I'm not really sure, but it's still popping off blooms. I'm keeping up with cutting them so that they keep flowering. A couple of them are starting to get taller, which is great. So yeah, I'd say overall success though. I haven't had any die, which is really great, especially with the amount of rain we've been having. Got really close to killing my Caitlin's Joy because it like snapped and then started getting too much water in the tube, but I think I recovered it. My raspberries are also not as prolific as they usually are. I think that's to be expected since I transplanted them into a new container this year. So I'm getting some here and there, using them in like my breakfasts with yogurt and stuff. It's fine. My fig looks amazing. I'm not sure if this is a place I'm going to like keep it or not. I don't know if I need to protect it somewhat over the winter. I shouldn't have to because it's a Chicago Hardy, but I'm really happy about that. And I hope I get some figs next year just to try. This patch is wild. Actually, I think that's just the theme of this entire year. But my lettuce didn't get as tall and bolty as it usually does, which I can't say I'm mad about. So I haven't cut them down because there's not really a good reason to. The kale looks fantastic, though I do have a surplus of whiteflies. And the Swiss chard is also really cool. Usually the deer eat that all before I can even really see it. So, and then of course arugula is just growing everywhere at my house. Guess that's why they call it Wild Rocket. And funny enough, my beets look fantastic. I have not harvested them yet, but I really need to, I think. I see one and it's like pretty big. And my potato patch is like still going. I would have thought by now I could have harvested them, because usually I would by now. But, and you can see some are like dying out, but really the patch looks fantastic. So I guess I'm gonna hold off just a little bit longer, and then eventually I'll just get in here and rip them out. And the Snapdragon mix, really love that. I've been keeping up with cutting them so that they keep reblooming, which is great for making bouquets and everything. And then this bed, as you can see, it's kind of messy. I did come in here yesterday and just do some overall maintenance. Since it's been really rainy, they've been okay, but they were kind of like getting smelly and rotting out, especially the things I'd already harvested. So I cut those all down, and I left the Brussels sprouts, but I like cleaned them up. So I might actually, for the first time ever, get some Brussels sprouts. So I'm trying to take care of them so I can at least try them once. And this zucchini is actually still alive. Don't know how. Looks like I actually have a really nice size zucchini on there, so I'll be harvesting that. Although I also did very well in my squash and zucchini game this year, so kind of have a surplus of that right now. My husband's already sick of it. Over to this side, my borage is still doing really well. This container of random stuff, I have no idea what this is, but it's kind of cool, so I left it. There's some chamomile in here, and then Tulsi basil just started growing, which I didn't plant any this year, so I'm not super mad about that. I am definitely one of those people, though, that Tulsi does not smell that great to me, so I wasn't planning on growing any, but it is really great for pollinators, so. And then the random tomatoes, I didn't have room for, nor did anybody want them. I just kind of threw them in here. Some of them have rooted in and are growing. I don't imagine I'll really get fruit, but, you know. And my sunflowers, my very small patch of sunflowers this year are doing really good. I was attempting to maintain control this year, so I guess I did that, but I do kind of miss my secret garden look. And these dahlias back here, they're really hard to see, but these white blizzards, I never dig them out and I just leave them here every year. I thought last year may kill them because our winter was so cold for so long, but they just keep coming back every year, and they've got such nice long stems. They're so great for bouquets. And then this sunflower that fell off is still growing. I have no words. So I'm like, well, if you're gonna try that hard, I guess you deserve to live. So I did try an experiment of just like chaos sowing some things. Unfortunately, like I've said in the past couple of videos, like I did the cardinal mistake of letting mint root, and I've just got mint everywhere. I've been kind of letting it go because I've been using it for like bouquets and such. Oh, look, there's a bunny. My friend. Oh, he's on my wall. Okay. Whatever. But it's, you know, I'm going to have to rip it out at some point, but I did not have the capacity to tend to it this year. And with us having to rebuild my beds next year, I figure I'll do a mass mulching then. But I do have a couple zinnias that look like they're about to bloom, and that's really nice since my zinnia game is so weak this year. I did end up tearing this one apart and got all the potatoes and everything out of here, which was a pretty decent harvest. The beets were really small, so I replanted them just to see if that would work, and for the main part, most of them are growing back, so that's great. This yellow squash on the trellis, you can tell it's dead at this point. I was trying to save it, which the one fruit still looks okay, so maybe it's somewhat okay. But the deer came in and tried to like eat something, which then broke the entire stem. So then I re-tied it up, hoping it would maybe like, I don't know, regrow, fix itself. So I'm leaving it for now to see if that helps, because this happened like 3 days ago, something like that. And then inside of here, I put a bunch of new green bean plants. I'd put some noodle beans along there because I also just assumed at some point the squash bugs would kill my yellow squash, but for some reason, I've been able to maintain this one. So, and my sweet potatoes are starting to get a little wild, which is great. Hopefully I'll have a decent harvest of those. Like I said, bronze fennel everywhere. These sunset runner beans, I've never grown these before, but I may buy myself some seeds because they are super cute. Unfortunately, again, the deer really like them. So this side's a little worse for wear, but I do have, I guess it is throwing off pods. I probably will just let those dry and replant those because it is a pretty color. My cantaloupe is actually doing really great. I actually have 2 decent sized cantaloupes down here. I think I'm going to harvest one of them today if I can pull it off. This basket is just here because I was trying to fix it. I'm going to move it elsewhere, so it's still looking a little rough, but I got it coming back to life. And then, oh, I have cantaloupe over here, which is also starting to grow. That's so cool. I'm so happy. And then this was also, this was my hanging basket for the season. And then when I went on vacation, I did not realize we were going to get a heat wave, and it died while I was away. But I brought it back. I don't know how, because I had written it off, but I did. My Kajari melons actually look pretty good too. Like I'm actually getting some melons there. What I can't figure out yet is, okay, so this year I'm successfully growing some melons. What do I need to do to get them to be a more decent size? I think that's the next thing to figure out. This bed had 2 different zucchinis. This one did succumb to squash bugs. That one's still kicking. So I need to retie it back up to make sure it keeps going. And then this is another massive thing of green beans. And I think they're about done here soon. So I need to go through and harvest some new beans. And then I put sliced potatoes in here to help with the roly-polies. And now I've got potatoes growing in there as well. You know, as one does. My strawberry green stalk that also just has a couple random things. Oh, actually, let me show you. It's doing pretty well. And I'm pretty happy with it. But let me see. So I had a little birdie build a nest, which you can't really see amongst my strawberry flowers or leaves. But for some reason, even though he made a nest, he laid his eggs just in the dirt. So I don't know. But I'm letting it go because I think they're cute. This green stalk tower, it looks pretty good, I think. There's a couple pockets where I could have thrown more seeds to try something else, but again, just with my time capacity this year, I've had to let a few things go, and for what little attention I paid, it's doing pretty well. This is another thing I stopped paying attention to altogether. I planted my turnips and radishes in here, and then some weeds started to grow, and now it's just a box of weeds. But I figure I'll just like chop and drop and try again next year. Maybe that'll add nutrients to the soil. I also have whatever this is. I'm assuming it's some sort of gourd, just because that stuff grows around here all the time. Random cosmos, forget-me-nots. These 2, oh, that one split, that stinks. See, too much rain. These 2 tomatoes are doing fantastic. This is a variety you can't buy. Somebody cultivated it themselves. It's called pink steak sandwich. That's what they called it. And I had a friend who really loves to just eat tomatoes try it, and he said he would rate that one of his top tomatoes he's ever had. He said it's nice and meaty and delicious and so on and so forth. So it's been really prolific. The only thing that's interesting is it's not like getting tall like the rest of mine are. So potentially it's a determinant. But like I don't know, because someone just gave me seeds. These two dahlias are doing fantastic. This is my Daddy's Girl mix, which is a really pretty like light pink, or white and blush pink. And the other one is my Cafe au lait. So like finally, after 3 years of trying to get a nice patch of Cafe au lait, I finally got it. So, oh, they ate some of my Ajacuchi, but these are kind of starting to go. I haven't tried those before. So then I have Shishitos like mad. I actually have too many in the house. I need to eat them. My Serranos are popping off, which is great. I am going to freeze a whole bunch of those and use a bunch of those. And my Poblanos actually look really good. So that's exciting too. Can't wait to make some pepper jack and poblano quesadillas. Or stuffed poblanos. Oh, I love those. This basket still has, I think this is the Love Lies Bleeding. Yeah, Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth and my Alyssum still going. And then I also just have amaranth everywhere. I think that is the Coral Falls that's popping up. And I haven't grown that for 2 years, so whatever. The deer also keep eating those. My carrots look pretty good. I haven't harvested them yet. They seem kind of behind, but they still look good. All right, now let me try to walk over this jungle. So I tried something down here where I ripped up all of the grass, laid down some new soil, and then just like sprinkled zinnia seeds. A bunch of them are popping up, but they've kind of been the same size for over a week. So I'm not sure if that soil is super great or what it is, but hopefully they come up, because I thought having a floral border would be kind of neat, and I've never done that before. This pot has a Frank Holmes dahlia that looks really rough. All that yellowing, I'm gonna have to get them some nutrition. And then some amaranth and celosia. The blueberry also looks like he needs some nutrition, just fine. My black raspberry, I did get to eat exactly 1 berry so far. The deer keep eating all my leaves off of it, which is rather annoying. But nonetheless. And then like, look at all this amaranth. I keep pulling it out, stepping on it, it just keeps coming back. This pepper bed also looks really good. I'm really happy because I've been struggling with peppers the last couple years, and I'm finally getting some like decent sized bell peppers. My jalapenos look fantastic. I do also have the issue of deer eating my peppers, which they don't like peppers either, so I don't know why they're doing it. But even besides all of that, like, it still looks really great, so I'm pretty happy. I've got some nice Fresno peppers coming in, but they haven't colored yet. And then these Chinese 5 color, it looks like I have my first red. You see how they like change colors. Purple's new, and then it goes to like yellow, then it'll go to orange, and then it goes to red. All right, kind of going all over the place, but it's fine. I think the only other things I haven't really gone over then is my greenhouse garden itself. So let's go there. Oh, look at this pretty Rudbeckia. Again, didn't plant it. Never had seeds for it. Gorgeous. Got a random sunflower there. These pots have done fantastic this year. Snapdragons might be one of my new favorite things. I generally didn't have great luck with them, but they really took off this year. I also have a blueberry there. So here's where my zinnias and, yeah, I guess mostly zinnias and lisianthus is what I planted here. This is the blush one I grew from seed this year, but the deer ate it, so it hasn't bloomed yet. I've got some decent looking zinnias and lisianthus here. This is my Astra Cream sunflower, and the deer topped that, so it looks like it's branching, which is good. Here's a zinnia that's actually about to bloom. That's nice. Yeah, but like, see, they keep coming in and just like eating the tops off of my zinnias, and they completely killed that one. Just not able to get them to stop this year. But other than that, you know, this kind of turned out to be, oh, there's my apricot blush. Look at that. It's so pretty. It's like a nice double blossom. So like, this is the one I grew from seed, and this is one I got from the store. They're both absolutely beautiful, but there's something about this one that's just fuller. I don't know. Yeah, so there's a lot of random stuff growing in here too. Somebody, I think it was bunnies, ate my butterfly peas to the nub, but they're coming back with a vengeance. So there's like 4 of them down there now. So I'm really hopeful that they eventually take over my trellis and do their thing. I'm probably not going to harvest any of the flowers this year, so that hopefully they reseed and I'll try again next year. And then these zinnias are doing okay. I also have a random patch of snapdragons from last year, but like, look how full this one is. And I actually cut a bunch of the Black Prince yesterday for a bouquet, and there's still that many blooms, so. And then my really, really tall sunflower that I didn't plant and I didn't move, so I just let him grow there, so he's massive, and I love it. Also, my greenhouse is being guarded by amaranth I didn't plant. Right now it's been a challenge of anytime I need to close my greenhouse, will this be the time the amaranth dies? And so far it has not. So there was a tour of my vegetable garden. Let's go to my patio next. I don't know if you can hear the buzzing, but this is anise hyssop, and I got a start of it maybe 3 years ago from the Master Gardener's Plant Swap program, and that thing has spread itself like crazy. And I don't know that I would have ever thought to plant hyssop here, but they've kind of become like a guard to the patio and sort of giving me that secret garden vibe where you need to walk through to get to the patio. And they're just, oh my gosh, there are so many bees all over this thing all of the time, and I just love it. So plug for hyssop there. Look, there's a honeybee. My herb basket seems to be doing better in this location. I've been also trying to do a much better job at keeping my herbs trimmed so that they continue to bush out instead of just become, you know, single threaded. So my rosemary looks fantastic. My blue spice basil, I think I achieved a nice bush look, so I've been letting that one flower because that's why I have it. My tricolor sage is just really pretty. I've been keeping that trimmed. I use thyme the most, and I've been using my oregano because we're getting into tomato sauce season. This basket over here, I think, was my favorite floral combination this year. I really like that Merlot petunia, and I really liked the blue salvia. I waited too long to trim it because I was worried that you're not supposed to, but you really should because it looks like it's trying to flush back out. So hopefully that'll be really pretty again. And I love that verbena. It's not a trailing kind, so. And then the Black Prince, of course. That's supposed to be a fish pepper with some celosia. The fish pepper looks awful, which is fine. So I've been trimming the celosia to keep getting pieces to dry. And of course my portulaca. I always love this corner though too. This is like my little jungle corner, I guess. So here's more of the apricot blush Lisianthus I grew. It's beautiful. Lemon mint I just grow because I really like the flowers. It's that time of year where the camera will consistently overheat, but we made it quite far. Anyway, I don't remember where this left off, but the last thing really to explain here is this hot pink verbena. I just love it. It's so striking, along with the bubblegum vista that literally just goes everywhere. These dill plants were disappointing as far as like height and stuff, so I'll probably cut those down here soon because they're not really helping any pollinators or anything. And then the stevia, I hope I can keep like seeds or something from it because I liked this one so much better than the other one I usually get. I think the lens is fogging up too. Sorry about that. We're gonna, that helps a bit. All right, so this pot was also really pretty this year. Pretty happy with it. This Peachy Keen verbena, I'm doing a decent job of, you know, doing that so that they keep blooming, and so that's been nice. This cherry begonia, love it. I don't remember what this one's called, but also love it. And I really liked the Angelonia in this, so I think that's another thing I'll constantly get now. This little pot over here, or three pot trio, it does have some snapdragons that are doing all right. My blue pansy's still there, and that little thing of portulaca is still there. I've got cinnamon basil that I'm just growing for the flowers, and then my purple opal basil that I'm eating. This basket here, the alyssum has gone crazy. I have reseeded some cilantro, so hopefully I get cilantro back, and my parsley is still hanging in there. This pot over here, this is my Lobularia, begonia, Dusty Miller, and snapdragons. It's okay. It's hanging in there. This one is kind of looking a little not great right now. This one does not appear to have any new bloom stalks on that geranium, and the deer came by and topped my apple blossom double impatient pretty harsh. So it's a little lackluster right now, but still have a pansy there. And then I've got my portulaca over here as well. For some reason I love those plants. My orangey begonia here with a double awesome apple blossom. Anyway, my impatient looks really good still. The Dusty Miller hasn't gotten big yet. This one actually looks kind of bad. I don't know. It's like burning and or not keeping up with blossoms. So I think this one would prefer to be over here. This one I have no idea. It's just kind of, it keeps blooming though, my Martha Washington. So lemon looks good. Nice little lanternfly. I have one lemon. So I am so excited to see how that turns out. This little cart over here, my quote-unquote bar cart, it has some apple mint that looks still good. I've been trying to bring this thyme back that I accidentally killed, and then some Tulsi basil is now growing. These are sweet potatoes I grew last year, didn't eat, so I'm sprouting them. And I have some Tulsi basil down here, some alyssum, and another lemon mint. And that succulent actually looks like it's coming back, which is nice. And then I've got my two little begonias over here. I won't ever buy these again, but this one was cute. I would buy this one again. I enjoyed that one. All right, let's look at the gardens flanking the patio now. So this is, again, I'm kind of just letting it be what it is. I've planted things in here, of course, but like I didn't plant any of the dill, any of the snaps, any of the calendula, any of the anise, none of that stuff. So just kind of letting it be. I do have some sunflowers growing, though the deer keep topping them, so they're suffering. I have a wild geranium I planted in here. I have coral bells in here. I did plant a lupin this year. These are going to be asters, which I'm so excited because that's going to be beautiful. Love that lamium. And I am bringing my, oh my gosh, I can't think of it. Azalea, there we go. I did bring my azalea back to life, so that should be happy in its new home. And then on this side, oh, I didn't even notice it. I have some sort of squash or pumpkin growing. My anemones are about to bloom, which are going to be so pretty. I've got another aster on this side. So happy my Batista came back, but I do need to move it, I think. And this catmint I'm beyond thrilled with. So catmint will continue to be a staple in my garden now because I love it. And I have a couple of sunflowers in there too. And the rhubarb still that I probably need to move somewhere else. And then this garden I've kind of just ignored, I guess is probably the best way to say it. The marigolds are doing okay. My hostas are just getting eaten alive. This side's not too bad, but this side is decimated. They also ate every single one of my stargazer lilies, so I didn't get to see a single one of those. And then I also randomly have like a sunflower that got this tall and then they ate it. So, oh well, that's fine. My tree canopy is kind of making it difficult to plant things under there anyway. But I love this tree here, so no complaints. All right, let's go ahead and look at my patio or my pollinator side garden now. I'm just gonna go ahead and start from the back here with my nice jungle, though my elephant ears are starting to get peak and I love that. I've got, like I said, anise everywhere, goldenrod's coming back, which I don't mind having some, I just try to keep it under control. That hydrangea didn't bloom at all this year, which is to be expected because I broke a lot of it off. I've got a couple cosmos I put in there. I have a mystery dahlia that hasn't bloomed yet, but it does have one bud, along with an Arabian Night that just won't die back there either. I also have a couple cucamelons growing, some hollyhocks, I got some spiderwort this year, and then I have some penstemon, and I forget the other one. It's probably crowded by my dahlia anyway. This fennel comes back every year, and it's this ginormous plant, which like I said, I love, so whatever. I've got echinacea, rudbeckia, like everything. This is a perfect pollinator side garden. Unfortunately, it means I've run out of space to try new things, but I have my lavender still doing well there, which is great. My hibiscus is probably going to pop off here soon. My hollyhock got really tall, so that's exciting, and I've got a couple of those. Glad that the black is still there. I did plant some other colors, but none of them came up. Had a really nice like red sunflower here. Also, this is another dahlia I never cut out, and I think it's called Black Touch. It's like a cactus variety, and this is the first year it actually looks nice, so probably gonna actually let that stay. My asters are starting to bloom, little purple ones, that's nice. Comfrey is still crazy, and I never did come back and cut it down like I said I should. My little dried flower patch has been really fun this year, so this I hope to continue. I've been getting a lot of status, a couple Craspedia balls. My straw flowers are going nuts, which is awesome. I have so many straw flowers now. And the Eryngium was kind of fun. It's new for me, so I don't exactly know how to handle it really well. But I just watched a video this morning where she cut the entire stalk down so that it will rebloom, so I might try that. I did get my sage trimmed up, so that's looking a lot healthier. Got another colorful sunflower there. Another patch of echinacea, rudbeckia, and then mallow is in here as well. And my milkweed's still going, which is cool. Also, a lot of morning glory, which I keep trying to rip out, but I cannot get back there to maintain it well enough. So I had a really nice patch of Black Prince snapdragons. My crepe myrtle is about to bloom, and it looks pretty full, which is nice. Got another random sunflowers here. my irises. There's a bunch of like cosmos sprinkled in. My yarrow is huge. I've been cutting that and preserving it. Got another random cucamelon growing here using the cosmos as a trellis. And looks like I'm about to get little fruit too. Got a really cute little pink straw flower here as well. And then my pots do not look great. I haven't figured out what I want to do yet. Like if I'm going to do anything, maybe just trim them up. I don't know. I don't feel like going to buy more plants at this point in the season. This one's kind of in the same boat. I did throw some zinnia seeds in there just for the heck of it, and I see little starts, but I doubt they'll turn into anything. So yeah, my pollinator side garden this year has been exactly what I wanted it to be, which is just a lush, full, giant thing full of all kinds of flowers and insect activity, and yeah, kind of what I've always wanted. So thanks for watching.